What's going on, team? Welcome back to, of course, Start Swing Trading, and we are running into some resistance here, that's for sure. Let's get to the market. Let's take a look in underneath the hood to see what's going on right now. Of course, I'll tell you guys about my trading action, and we'll take a look. SPY's been leaking pretty much all day, now starting to catch a little bit of a bounce as of late, but it's not much of a bounce, right? And we're seeing it here. This is a 5-minute outlook. You can see it on the Qs overall also leaking, and I thought that maybe we'd bounce there towards the 324s. We went right towards the 323s. It wasn't a bad day for me. I'm going to talk a little bit about that, but let's get into some other action. Let's see what's going on out there and get into the swing trades that I just took just recently before I went to lunch. So it's been open for a little while. We'll talk a little bit about them. I might just cut them because really they're not going anywhere. But let's take a look at what's going on right now. Okay, today, best trade of the day had to be in the small account challenge as I rode SQQQ from underneath 28 today, 27.98. all the way up there to 28.75. Not a bad trade at all there in the small account challenge. Of course, you guys know that's in my Moo account, but I'm going to take it, right? I was even thinking about maybe making it a swing, but the truth is a nice little ride up today, 76 cents on the gain there. I'll take it anytime, right? You can't go wrong with that nice little gain there in the SQQQs. But a little bit later in the day, I determined, you know what? I'm going to go and flip. So I actually have right now TQQ, right? So that's the opposite of the SQQQs, and I could see it kind of bottoming out around here. So I took a little bit of a shot there, have it at 28.32s, and now you see it at 28.41s. I'm going to ride this up there and see if I can get it back to the VWAP, maybe 28.70s. That'd be a nice little gain, but it's going to be more of that day trade outlook here, not versus the swing. And then I took a swing in Tesla off of the bottom. You guys see it here around 1 p.m. That's right there where I started taking it. It has come down. Yes, it's bounced there multiple times, so I'm not going to let it cut through 67.30s again. But if it wants to come up here and start making its way back to VWAP, I don't mind taking a shot here for what we call the mean reversion trade. Of course, that's a reversion back to the VWAP. That'd be a move towards 171 here. It's not too bad. I'm risking about $1 to get what? $3 to the upside and more, right? 3-to-1 outlook. Let's see what happens today in Tesla. This is going to be swing trade size, so it's not stressful to let the full point move. We'll see what happens there in Tesla. Keep away from the casinos. Hey, what can I say, man? I'm going back and forth. And EKS, don't worry. This weekend will be definitely all about a little pinky up. Haven't had a bad week. Of course, the small account challenge moving its way higher. And that's really the account that I'm really trying to focus, get that nice boost up higher, because the truth is that the small account challenge is tough on me, team. So I really want to push forward and show you guys the right way to go about it. But of course, this is swing trading action. So let's see what happens here on the Tesla swing. Of course, one of the things that's important too is just letting the trade work, right? I could take the money and run here and take like tiny gains, right? I don't like to do that. I like to look for that kind of expansion higher, 3-to-1 outlook. Let's see if we can get it. TQQ's coming back a little bit. Let's see if the Qs can come back here as we're popping back here towards the close. Can we get a little bit of a power hour, like a little push back here? Because, man, it was a pretty good wipeout today. And you guys saw yesterday, we were thinking about NVIDIA short. We actually took it and then covered towards the bell. And maybe I covered a little bit early because really the washout came today in NVIDIA. It really wasn't the worst of a washout. I mean, it just came down there towards that's kind of like the 283 levels. That's really where I started seeing some resistance start playing and cutting down. Now I'll see if NVIDIA can really cut through the 280s, making its move back to 270s. But it is kind of weak on the day. We'll see how it ends on the day. I think that's very important to keep an eye out. This could maybe get a little bit of a bounce and then a flush. So we'll have to see what happens here towards the bell. All right, let's keep taking a look. I like the Tesla long. I may not be able to afford it, though. No worries, mystery man. There's always ways to go about it, right? And even like this Tesla trade, right? I know that a lot of people think that, with Tesla, you need to grab like 200 shares, 300 shares to make money. But let's just be honest, right? I have nowhere near that amount. But the key here is that Tesla moves significantly, right? Tesla moves easily in 15 minutes, about a buck. So if you look at it on a daily basis, it's at $6.71 average true range. So the truth is, you don't need many shares to make a good portion of money in Tesla, because it's going to move a significant amount even in just 2 days. Think about that. In 2 days, that's about like a $12 move. Of course, sometimes it's going to be from the top to the bottom, but that's a pretty significant move there. So we'll see what happens in Tesla. Can it really get moving back up towards the gap? It got close today, got a couple cents off. Now coming down, not looking the best, right? I mean, if it does make this move down to 167.30s, I'll get out of it. I was just wondering to see if they were really going to give Elon the lift after replacing himself pretty much as the Twitter CEO, stepping down. TQQQ's now making a little bit of a move there. I'm looking to see if we can actually drive there towards 2860s. I'll keep an eye on it and take some profits if I can. Tesla's like a leverage stock. I would agree with that. Wisdom. It's kind of like a leverage stock. It moves so fast. Got to be careful. Let's take a look at Disney. You're talking about that. Can we look at Disney? I'm still short. Should I be holding over the week? Well, I can't tell you what to do, Kevin. That's the truth, right? I'm not a financial advisor, but I can tell you at least that Disney is weak today and has continued the weakness. And so in my eyes, I would be looking at hourly charts just to make sure it's not recovering there, which is kind of that 93.25. But this isn't really breaking down too fast, right? It is on the slow leak. It could come down there towards the 88. I think you just got to kind of keep up with it. Is this going to be more of a matter if we can get some more leaking into the market? Netflix, though, was doing really well off of yesterday when Disney was getting hit, and Netflix pulling back today. So that's actually a good outlook for Disney, because if Netflix gets weak and Disney stay weak, I see Disney a little lower. We'll see what happens on that. I do not like Tesla. I'd rather trade penny stocks than Tesla all day. Laugh out loud. Hey, you got to be able to trade them all. At least for me, that's what I like to do. But hey, to each his own. If you don't like trading Tesla, put it on the ban list. You don't need to trade it. All right, let's keep going. Let's take a look at some other trades. And one thing that has always helped me in Tesla is staying small. And every time I get big in Tesla, I do get hit. And I think that one thing is understand the volatility. All right, let's keep going to some other names. Unity giving back some of the gains from yesterday. Yes. I mean, look at that lift and pull right back down. So that's just how quickly they can come and go. And if you see the money, sometimes you got to take that money and run. That's the way this market's been. How did Shop do today? Shop's been really strong, pulling back some of the gains here. It's not the worst pullback. Of course, this one came from a nice breakout. So it hasn't even retraced about 50% of the action. That's a move back towards 55. It doesn't look too bad there for Shop today. Google, that was so strong, just hanging in there, going sideways. I was looking for a pullback towards 115. Did not get that pullback to 115. So I'm just going to stay watching Google to see if it can finally give me that pullback into this kind of gap area, test this gap back down to 115, and then make its way back higher. We'll see what happens here in Google. Let's take a look at some other names, right? How's Apple doing today? Apple on the 15-minute. You can see we're starting to get a little bit of a bounce back. So that's not a bad outlook there for that TQQQ trade. And we're starting to get that moving as we start moving a little bit higher towards the VWAP. I'll look to take some profits. Q's moving back here. Doesn't look too bad. Looks like we could get a little bit of some bounce. Let's go through the sectors and the industry outlook. If you guys got a stock you guys want to check out, definitely let me know in the chat. We'll take a look there. All right, what's doing well today? It looks like defensives is the least sector down, but to tell you the truth, they're all down. So let's take a look here to see what's working well on the day. Kroger's is working well on the day, and we saw good news coming out of that ATVI trade. So I actually like this trade. I actually like how it's just kind of leaning up, kind of building up to continue going higher. And I remember when I started first looking at Kroger get up above 45, and I got to mess with my man Zunaid a little bit later. But this doesn't look too bad for it to continue higher. I also like ACI, right? Because if ACI is going to go ahead and get their merger through, maybe they can actually make a little bit of an uplift. So that's something just to keep on watch. SFM is another one that I keep on watch. I was watching this one in the 33s. Look how that one continued going and has continued to push. So grocery stores do not look too bad there. And in grocery stores, I also keep an eye out on Casey's. Talked about this one a while back there. Where's my lines on this one? I don't have the lines there. There they are. All right, we created this one on March 8th. We were looking at this kind of little pullback area, and it was right here underneath the 210. What a move back up to the 240. It seems like Casey's doesn't want to get stopped, and I'm not going to be in front of this. This actually look good for a nice little move to 240s. Kind of like how you're getting pullbacks towards 230s, holding really well, and now can just come back for this trend line break up to the upside. Casey's not doing too bad. Let me know in the chat if you've been to a Casey's. I always ask about this, but hey, it's pretty strong. Can't complain about that one. D-Nut, the Krispy Kreme donuts, it's coming back. Sideways action. I'll tell you one thing. I could use a Krispy Kreme donut. You get in trouble with those though. You eat way too many too quickly. All right, let's take a look at what else is making moves on the day. PG holding a little bit, of course, with the market turning around a little bit. We can keep our eyes on these names like CL, Colgate, Palmolive wants to go a little bit higher. Take a look at the weekly. Look at the weeklies really getting going here. We can see value names probably starting to take control a little bit. I know that we've been looking at the tech names to make them move higher, but it looks to me like we're getting a little bit of some value names starting to make a little bit of a move. So I know Kraft Heinz just recently kind of got that report. Look at this nice little setup here on the weekly for Kraft Heinz. This shows me that we could see continued downside come into the market. I know that it's not happening right now, but this KHC doesn't look too bad at all. Nice little gap up, just pulled back recently. Now just trying to stair step its way. Kraft Heinz, will it make that move towards 42, 44, and 46 above? All right, we'll take a look at some other areas here. Discount stores definitely on my radar. Retail week next week. Walmart showing a little bit of strength. Target's one that I'm keeping an eye on for. We will see what happens with Target's earnings. They do report next week. Can they finally get out of this kind of downturn that they've been stuck in? Costco, we've been talking about this 500 for so long. Finally, we're actually holding the 500. We got above the 500, pulled back recently. Now are looking to really kind of push off of this 500. With retail season coming next week, are these going to be the stocks that can really make that next move higher? I actually like Costco for this. Let me see when their earnings come, because that's going to be a pretty interesting outlook there for me on Costco. When's their earnings come in? Looks like their earnings are 13 days from now, Thursday, May 25th. So we still got a little bit of ways away from that. Of course, next week we will get Walmart, Lowe's, Home Depot, Target, Costco. Starting to think about the retail stocks. And I mean, Costco's a place that, at least for me, I've really been going more and more to Sam's. And this tells me to look at a Costco. I might have to actually take a shot on this. I'm going to be looking for pullbacks, maybe as close to 500 as possible. It has been pulling back. It could take off without me here. And maybe today's the day to grab it. But with the market the way it's been dragging, I just don't feel like jumping into too many names over the weekend. But we'll have to find out what happens. Tesla now making a little bit of an up move here, finally getting a little bit away from the 168s. Really needed to get to 169 and 170 before I feel any type of comfort there in Tesla. All right, let's keep going. I can take a look at some of those names that you guys are mentioning. I see HubSpots. Let me stick to the retail names right now, and then we'll go a little bit further away. Those were defensive names that I was looking at, and then we can take a look at some other ones. Packaged foods. Will we finally get a little bit of a bounce in Tyson? That's going to be more of your farm products. That's been just getting smacked, man. Tyson, probably not where it's at right now. ADM, probably not where it's at right now. We got to find where it is doing well. One thing, though, on the beverages side of things, I was talking about, would Budweiser take the hit? Of course, you guys know what's been happening there. And look at that, finally starting to see that real decline coming in for Anheuser-Busch as TAP goes higher, and analysts keep putting out more and more notes that TAP is going to get this market share that Bud Light is losing out. Sam is another way that I'm thinking about trying to play this a little bit, but this really hasn't moved at all. I did see more volume come into the name, so I'm keeping a close eye to see if Sam's ever turns around. This has been a really disappointing pullback there for Boston Beer. I kind of like Boston Beer. I don't know. What do you guys? You guys Boston Beer fans? Let me know in the chat. Let's keep it going. All right, let's go to utilities here, as utilities are in the red. They're pulling back a little bit here. Let's take a look at the daily chart. They're kind of just hanging in there, right? You can see it with XLE. You can see it with Duke. They could make a little bit move higher. They could go lower. I'm not going to touch these. These are the utility names. I'll leave them alone for right now. Healthcare name, medical devices doing well right now. Drug manufacturers pulling back a little bit. I was watching Lilly earlier today. That was pretty up. Now pulling back. So go to the 15-minute chart. You can see how it popped right out the gates. Now pulling back. We'll see if it takes that next step back up. But these are names that do deep pullbacks. You got to be careful and don't get caught on those pullbacks. All right, let's keep going. Belgians make the best beer, says Mystery Man. Hey, you can't go wrong. I mean, Sam's is pretty good. I don't know if you've ever been there, but it's a good company. Terrible stock, laugh aloud. Sam got murdered after the seltzer flop. Yeah, the seltzer flop definitely hurt them. I mean, seltzers were so popular at first. I mean, I was seeing it. I mean, I was in charge of like retail at the time. I was in charge of one of the largest, the highest revenue 7-Elevens in America. And man, those seltzers, I couldn't keep them in stock, man. Whether it be Truly, whether it be all the different types that were coming out. And then everybody came out with one, right? The same way it happens in a lot of landscape. When competition comes in, that's probably the time to start selling. All right, let's keep going. We'll take a look at what else is going on. Swedish girls serve fantastic beers. I'm sure they do, Wisdom. I'm sure they do. I'll tell you one thing. I've been wanting to go to Oktoberfest in Germany. You guys know I got actually German citizenship, so I might have to go to Germany, guys. We might have to do a show from Germany. What do you guys think? Show from Germany? Should be fun. And Oktoberfest, you might not want to see me, but hey, we'll have a good time. All right, let's go back into different areas. Energy also down big today. And this is my trade. I would call it the miss of the week, right? And I did take this trade, XOM, multiple times this week. And I ended up getting I got shook out, right? When the worst day to get shaken out. On the day when it really kind of came down, this bar day, that's when I got shook out. I got shook out at 110. What was this and why did I get this trade wrong? This is very important because sometimes it's just literally like, Mitch, you said it, you just didn't execute. And that's hard. That's when you realize, like, dude, that's all on you. There's no blaming to the right. There's no blaming to the left. We got to execute. True. And let's take a look at what happened that day, right? So really, it was all about this, right? And so there was a day when we did get that move to 111s. And I was looking that day to see if we'd get the move. But I missed the action when it popped. And it popped. It was a very short-lived pop right here. It was right out the gates. And I started seeing it pop. And it went up to 111. And I started seeing it go close to there. But I thought maybe it can go a little bit higher. Maybe it can go to like 112. Instead of just getting my entry there on the strength move and then having that risk, right? That would have given me that nice 110 entry and not getting stopped out the next day as what would happen, right? Well, I did get in on that action around the 109s, adding into it later in the day because it looked really good. As the next day opened, we were still looking really nice. So I kept holding this trade and it was looking really good. And then overnight action comes in and boom, now I'm in the red and I open into the red on this day. I got shaked because of the CPI report, but this is where we got to go ahead and stick to the original plan, right? I could have even added up here in the 110s, still risking off the 111s, right? If my idea was to risk above the 111s, but now I'm adjusting down to the 110, that's how you get stopped out on a play like this, because I'm adjusting the stop when I didn't need to. I need to understand that I need to give myself the room to that resistance above at the 111s. And that would have got me through this little test of the 110 and then finally to the reward, which was the 107 break. That would have been the first profit and then looking for the 105s. Look where we're at now. We're not at 105, but today we did hit 105. So that would have been a perfect swing trade, right? Perfect. 111s down to 105, right? risk about $1, get what? $6 on the downside? So that just goes to show us, right? We want to try to figure out how do we go about this, and always thinking of what? Risk to return, right? How can I keep the odds in my favor? And how can I stay to these planned attack? Plan the trade, trade the plan, right? We talk about this. We want to go ahead and nail on a trade like this. You got to stick to your plan, even if you think you can make more money. This second guessing yourself. The worst thing is being rewarded for it. 100%, man. And I think we just got to learn from it, right? Like always, we got to keep pushing, man. We'll see what happens on the oil trade. I hope somebody was able to nail that one. I mean, I also had XLE. And I mean, look at the XLE. This also not looking good there for oil. This one came up to 81. I had it at like 80 32s. Look where it's at now, 78. These would have been really nice oil trades. I used the futures to kind of plan it out. We just got to be able to go ahead and hold to the plan. If we take the loss, we take the loss. But there's nothing worse than doing what I did on that day where I got out quickly and then I just saw the positions go back into my favor. That's how it can be, especially when you get lost in CPI and not focusing on just your planned attack so you can stay with that trade. All right, let's keep going. We'll see what else is going on there. Mitch is now on 1.75 speed. Didn't get to live. There you go, Raz. Catch up, man. Catch up. All right, let's keep going. Let's take a look at what else is going on. Nike needs to buy Peloton. I've talked about that for a while, but Nike doesn't look good here. As this turns around, this is what's going to get some of these footwear and accessory trade to turn around. So I know Deck has been really strong, but I think that that's it, team. It got to 500. It made a huge run. I think even this is done here at 500. So be careful with the shoes trade. Under Armour, I think this could go lower. Foot Locker is one that I'd actually be looking to potentially maybe even short. I don't like Foot Locker at all. I think this could come right back down. Even on that was really strong. I think this is going to start to break down. It's had its moment. It's pushed up there to 34. We could start seeing this turn around. Macy's could go lower. KSS, these department stores are not looking good right now. And of course, there's more recession talk on the horizon. So just be careful out there, team, as you're seeing these go lower. Even BDS, Dillard's, you're going to crack for me? Man, Dillard's. We'll see if this wants a little lower. This does look a little weak. A lot of volume, though, coming in the last couple of days there for Dillard's. All right, let's keep going. Let's go to some other area. Of course, let's go to the downside. What got hit the most today, right? Well, consumer cyclical got hit the most. And of course, those are high beta names. You can focus on those names. You can look within there. Lodging got hit there today. Gambling, resort casinos, names like that. Even apparel stores taking a little bit of a hit. You can see it's up a little bit, but not too bad there. Financial services behind that, right? And then technology. This is the area that we got to keep a watch on, because if these two sectors are going to go down, well, I'll tell you right now, team, I see the market turning around, right? And if they're not, well, let's just say, yeah, the market can keep running to the upside. Technology, especially, right? That's what got us up here. Will technology really turn around to the downside? Today, we started seeing some of those NVIDIA come down, right? Apple pull back down, right? Even Google pulling back a little bit. Google still remaining a little bit strong out of all the big boys. You can see it just put a nice little candle there. Let's go to Microsoft. Microsoft trying to recover also here. Tesla is the one that I'm going to see if we actually recover there. We're at 168.40s. Of course, I got this one at 167.98. We'll look to see if we get that little lift there. TQQs almost making their way to the VWAP, so I can go ahead and take some profit. We'll see if we get this next little move here and get the push higher. Meta coming down a little bit today, so it doesn't look that great out there in the tech land. I think these can all bounce, of course, so that's one thing that we'll keep on watch. But let's go to the financial services and point out there the KRE. Will we go through the 36 here towards the close? We did go through the 36 today, and that gave a more bearish outlook, right? You can see, do we keep leaking down? What do you see? Lower lows, right? Right now, as of late, you see lower lows, and a trend continuing. We'll see if we actually get some real bank concerns this weekend. Will Pac West, disappear throughout the weekend. They've been wanting to disappear on the weekend instead on the weekdays. So we got to be careful there. Wall's been hanging in here. We'll see if it goes to 25 or not. I saw Bank of America heading down right now, and this is not a good outlook when it's back down to 27. It's been down at this 27 multiple times here. Now I'm going to draw this line down to here because it just seems like it doesn't want to break the 27. And this is something that we got to keep an eye out for. Will we make that next leg lower on Bank of America going to 26, 25, and 20s? That's when I really be concerned about the market just rolling over. So we'll see what happens on that case. Definitely not the way that we wanted to end the day if you were a bull, but hey, that's how it is sometimes. We'll see if we're able to make a little bit of a comeback here and get a little bit higher. All right, what else are being talked about there? Roku crushed. Let's take a look there. Roku definitely get hit hard there. It tried to start making its way back there, now right back down. And so with this one being said, I know we started looking at growth trades to see if they were going to get going, but looks like SARK is getting going again. And ARKK back to the downside there, back towards rejecting the move towards 40. It tried to get up there, team, just couldn't do it. And so with that being said, you're seeing Unity down, you're seeing all these ARKK names down, and that's not looking good. That tells me that, yeah, we could see a heavy turnaround, especially if we continue next couple of weeks, right? There's going to be a lot there to kind of catch an eye on. All right, we'll see what else is going on there. We're definitely getting some downside action. It's about 326 here, team. Smash the like. We'll see if we can, keep going all the way to the close here. I'm going to try to keep going. There's still a lot more to talk about, but definitely industrials coming down there today, not looking good. Boeing is one that I'll put a warning on. It needs to hold 200. If not, I think it might let go, come back down here as a recent kind of stock that was strong. Probably come back down. I'd say like the 190s and reach there if it wants to break. Even GE is starting to turn around. And that's where we got to be careful. When the strongest stocks start letting go, that's where I want to really be watching as these stocks can really start coming back down. GE is one of those that's had an amazing first half of the year. Will it start to turn around? That's one thing to keep an eye out. Deere looks like it just wants to continue stair-stepping lower. So we'll see what happens on these if they just want to keep breaking down. We got Caterpillar there. You got Deere there. You got Lockheed Martin pulling back. That recently made a move to 500. It's right back to 450s and looks like it wants to break. So these are not looking good. Let's just say that. FedEx recently climbed all the way back from the worries and now starting to look like it's going to fall off a cliff. So I know that we've had these really nice rides up, and I'm looking for these to continue. But if they really start breaking like big trend lines like this, that's where we got to see that the downside can really start coming down. All right, well, you take a look at gold. Let's take a look at GOLD. I did take a look at it yesterday. I was like, is this going to bounce? No, it hasn't bounced today, at least. You got a little bit of a little pop back to the 1914s, 1920s. But the truth is the gold trade kind of just fell off. And if the market's going to go down and you're still not getting the gold trade to go higher, that's where it gets a little bit concerning there. Silver also falling off, and this doesn't look good because it didn't go anywhere today either. So these just look like the trade is finally turning around after a couple of months of riding it higher. All right, let's go back to Tesla. How's that doing? Can I finally get a little bit of the lift higher there? Just not getting the takeoff there as it kind of rejects the 169 move here. It tried to get a little bit of a lift there, just really couldn't get to the next step. EQQQ slowing down here, so we might get a little bit of a weak close here. So that's where I just got to determine, am I going to just take the money and run? I'm looking at it right now. We'll see if I just take that money and head out. All right, earlier I did get a loss on NVIDIA and AMD, so I'm looking to probably just take the money back and get the heck out of here. I'm looking to see if we can keep climbing this, but it doesn't look strong by any means. Netflix, how's that pullback? Is that catching a little bit of a bounce there? Nope, still just kind of weak there. Disney, I'm sure, is doing the same thing, trying to make its way back, but still pretty weak. All right, let's look around. What other ones you guys are looking at? KRE back to yesterday's close. Yeah, that's where you got to be a little bit careful. Once the KREs start going up and the bank can go up, that's where I think we kind of start climbing back in technology. So let's see if we actually keep climbing a little bit. All right, what other ones are being mentioned in the chat? You guys smash the like. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back to continue till the end of the market. Let's see what we can get in the next 30 minutes. You guys smash the like. Check out a video right here by Benzinga.
Did you know that nearly all stock price changes of 10% or more result from a single news headline? In fact, a research paper from the Federal Reserve analyzed more than 900,000 news stories and concluded that positive news stories increase stock returns quickly. The key is getting access to breaking news live as it is happening. Benzinga Pro is the only streaming platform available to retail investors that provides the fastest live news feed in the market, so you can catch breakout stocks before they rally. Some recent winning alerts include 270% on BLPH in 4 days, 147% on CRBP in 2 days, and 118% on UNCY in 4 days. The way it works is simple. Every minute of the day, Benzinga Pro scours the market for news that moves stock prices. Not only does Benzinga Pro provide data to brokerages and other news outlets such as TradeStation, TD Ameritrade, MarketWatch, and Bloomberg. Subscribers get the same data plus real-time alerts to stay ahead of new stock rallies. But that's not all. You also get streaming stock news, trading signals, intelligent chat rooms, daily trade picks from professional traders, stock audio with real-time updates, a stock scanner to identify new rallies, and so much more. Basically, all the information and research tools you need to stay ahead of the market and in front of big stock moves. For a limited time, you can access Benzinga Pro for free for the next 2 weeks. Just click the button on this page, fill out the form, and join us. The next alerts are coming out any minute.
What up, team? I'm back. Let's get back to the tracks. You guys know it. Let's take a look here. Almost to my profit take here in the TQQQs as we get here towards the VWAP. Definitely want to take majority of it off. Come on, give me another little push there. Let's get to 60. 58, 60. I'll take it off there. Like today, I had to be a little bit kind of early to the profit there in the small account. But, you know, with my other account, I really try to get to these numbers. And sometimes a penny or two is not going to really make too much of a difference. So you got to be also being able to be flexible at those decision-making moments, right? We'll see what happens here. I am trying to get this to just get up a little bit more. I'm going to take majority of it off here and then see if we can go a little bit higher. Come on, struggling there in the 50s, the higher 50s there. So I'm looking to see if we can push that through the 58, close to the 60s. 58 even, I don't mind taking it off the bid, especially if we get the offer to 60. So we'll see if we can get it up there and get another little pop here, especially, and this will help me still take a look at Tesla, right? I'm still in that one. Tesla went to 169 there again, and then just comes right back down. So it just doesn't seem like it wants to really get going today. I thought he would do like kind of a really strong move here towards the close. So not seeing it right now. I'm still hanging in there in that Tesla, but just not really giving me the move that I'm looking for. All right, let's see if we get that nice little pop here. I'm seeing the 55 show up there, 58s. Come on. We just need a little bit more. I'm going even to the 1 minute. I'm like, come on, give me that nice little pop so I can take the profit and keep looking elsewhere. All right, we're at 56 there. Almost there, team. Almost there towards the kind of the VWAP. VWAP to me is up there towards 61. So I think if we get to the 58, we could probably at least hit 60s. Let me see if we can get there. And then we take some profits and keep this going. All right, let's keep going. What else is being talked about in the chat? What do you got out there? Been a little while since we had a red Friday trend day. Yeah, I was expecting a little bit of stronger strength, but yeah, you know what I mean? When things flip, things flip. And that's just the way it is. We put on TQQ, XLF, XL, SOXL will run to the close. Yeah, I feel like it could, easy, Mike. And that's what I'm trying to ride that wave up right now. There's 28.59s here. Not a bad one to take the little profit here. Trying to get it. Boom. Not bad. All right. We'll take that. 59s there. I wasn't able to get the 60. I'll take the 28.59 there. Not going to be mad about that. It was off the bid. I said, you know what? We'll take some profit there. And you could see the volume jump there too. So it wasn't only me probably looking for this mean reversion right back. You can see how it just popped there. Boom, little volume pop right there. So I still got a little bit left on this that I can let it run a little bit more. I'm actually going to set a stop there below 50s because I don't want this to go through that 50s, but I want to continue the trend riding higher. So I set a stop there at 28.47. If it comes back, it'll stop me out. Let's see if we can get now towards 28.80s or 29s, and then I'll take it all out there. All right, let's go to Tesla there. Now that I took some profit, I don't feel too bad about staying into the Tesla, but definitely don't want it to go back through my break-even spot because this was supposed to give me at least first profit first. So I'm canceling my Tesla orders here just to kind of focus on what's important to me now. And I'm looking at that starting to pull back. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to I have 167.90s or 98. So 167.90 here. I'm not going to lose much on this trade if it does come back down. I'm just going to set a stop there and let it work. We'll see if it comes up higher through that 169 and wants to get up towards the 170 today. Of course, the Qs could just turn around and come right back down. So that's what I'm doing there. It's just protecting myself. I'll get out, kind of break even on this. Already took some profits on the TQQ. So money in the bag is all I'm looking for. All right, let's keep going. We'll take a look at what else is going on there. Mother's Day weekend, folks. So a red Friday as usual. Ha, ha, ha. The red roses, right? But definitely. What about 1-800-Flowers, baby? That was probably one of the easiest trades of the week, man. That wasn't a bad trade there as that went a little bit higher there. I know they had their earnings. That helped them out. But sometimes it could be that easy, right? We'll see what happens there on 1-800-Flowers. Did you get your mom some flowers yet, team? Get it up there. All right, let's keep going. We'll take a look at some other stock action. You guys got some stocks on your mind. Throw them up in the chat. We'll take a look at it. Bitcoin bloodbath, says Hammersall. How's the Bitcoin stocks doing? Are we seeing a real destruction on those? Let's go to MicroStrategy here as one of those representation there. And you can see nice little turning around action there. One of the ones that I think is really going to go lower is Coinbase. Of course, they got the Wells notice. They still haven't really resolved that, right? So Coinbase is one that I'm actually looking at potentially maybe even shorting, man. I think this could go back down to 30s, $20. Maybe Coinbase eventually at 15 will make sense. But remember, this thing IPO'd at $300-something. I'll tell you one thing. I definitely don't want no piece of Coinbase. No piece. All right, we'll see what else is going on there. That's going lower. What about Riot and those names that we're holding on for a while now, starting to show that they're coming back down? Will these start to crack? That's one thing that I'm going to look for. If we really start seeing tech turnaround, this could be an actual short potential here, as this could come right back down to 6, 8s. We'll see what happens there in Riot. Also, you got like names like Mara, things like that. Will those start coming right back down? A name that I'm worried about is like a DraftKings. It was so strong for so long, but now starting to pull back with the market. Is it time to ring the register? It might be. Truth is, you guys make the outlook on that. But to me, DraftKings looks like it's starting to slow down. Riot shorts, 100. We'll see. I mean, Riot looks like it's starting to come right back down. All right, let's keep going. We'll see what else is going on out there. Team, smash the like. FSLR, let's take a look there, how that one's doing today. That one was really getting a push up there today. Did it continue the strength higher? Look at that move. It did held the strength. I know a lot of people said that even Dennis was like, I'll short First Solar 200. I hope he didn't do that one. I don't think he did, team. Look at that First Solar rip. What a big move there. SEDG, we'll see what happens on this one. I was thinking about maybe swinging this one off the 300s. I would have to risk off the 295 spot because I'll show you that right now. It's kind of like the hourly look, right? You can see this kind of resistance right here. I was like, okay, so we pushed up through the 300. I wanted to get it at 300 early on in the day, but it went right to 310. Didn't give me a shot. Now it's coming back. Where would I have to risk off of? Well, I'd have to risk off of kind of the recent action, about the 295 spot, looking for a move back to 315. So that's 15 points higher, 5-point risk. really not bad here for the risk to return. The only question is solar going to push right back higher? First, solar, look at this daily chart. Doesn't look too bad, as now it's actually gone through the 220s and recovered pretty strong there. But will it give these gains right back? That's my concern there. SEDG trying to make its way up, right? EMPH doesn't look too bad on the day. One that I really liked, MaxN. This one recently had really good earnings, was looking for some pullback action on this one, but right out the gates, give a nice little pop there to 39. Now pulling back into this similar space, 36.50s. Will we get a push right back to 39? This one doesn't look too bad. MaxN, pretty good earnings report, but it's a little bit extended. And I feel like this one gave a sign here, right? You can see kind of like that turnaround look there. I don't like that because I feel like you're going to get this kind of push down right back towards the 33s. And maybe when the 9 EMA comes back towards the 33s, if this starts to trail back towards the 33s, this will make a little bit more sense as we get that pullback. Right now, I'm going to leave it alone in the solar space, but definitely a big push there in some of these names. And I got to keep an eye on it, right? See what happens to these names. Array Technologies, another one that I've been watching kind of build up. This one looks a little bit better. Nice little pullback towards the 21. That would probably be the nice spot to have gotten it, of course, on the nice little break to the upside. Then you could risk off of 20s or maybe the 18s. This one actually not looking too bad. It looks like it wants to go higher. I know this one used to be a favorite of my man Spencer, but I don't know too much about Array Technologies. I'll look to see if it goes through that 24. Doesn't look too bad on the daily setup, that's for sure. James talking about Hood. I like Riot, no position, strongest miner in the market, Hammer said. Hey, we'll see about that one. Hood right back down. Will Hood come right back down? I mean, I just don't like Robinhood. I wouldn't touch it. It's like an ugly stepchild to me. I'm just leaving it alone. Gush had that push. Let's take a look there. Do want to let you guys know on the Tesla, just got out on that move there, that recent move right now where it just came back down. Boom. We got out of that one for a small, tiny loss. Yeah, it's pretty much a buck team. But we'll see what happens there on Tesla if it can recover here towards the close. Still got the TQQ. So I still ride in that TQQ a little bit higher. I set the stop to make sure that I take the profits on any pullback, but looking for this to take the next step up there towards the 2870s, 2880s. Let's see if it takes that next step up as it reloads here at the 58 spot, the 60 spot, and tries to push a little bit more. Gushy. Trying to have a little closing move here. Yeah, it did have a little bit of a closing push, but we'll see if it pulls back. All right, what else is being put out there? That Guinness beer. FAZ, let's take a look at that one, Kevin. I did like FAZ earlier this week. Let's take a look at the daily chart. Earlier this week, I mean, really nice setup here, right? So on Thursday of last week, right, this actually started going up. Monday, it was down here at the 2150s, and we started getting that Pac West news. I should have maybe taken it right there off the 21s. I was thinking about risking off the 21s. That would have been a nice swing trade to ride higher. This is one that loves to have hourly pushes up, hourly pullbacks, hourly push up, hourly pull back, hourly push up, hourly pull back. Look for those opportunities to get in on the dips. That's what I see on this chart multiple times. The stock rips, it pulls back. The stock rips, it pulls back to those levels. The stock rips, opens higher, it pulls back to those levels. It pushes up, it pulls right back to those levels. Look for those pullbacks to give us the great opportunity to jump in on the trade there for FAZ. Not a bad little move on that stock. Of course, that's financial bearish leverage. So you're looking for the financials to keep coming down. And what I like about it is by going for FAZ, I'm not just putting all my eggs in just one basket saying that Pac West is going to go out of business. No, I'm going to pretty much saying that all the financials could keep going lower. And that's what I want to be in, not just one stock. All right, other ones being mentioned in the chat. Let's go to Surge here. Surge Pay. Quantum wants to take a look at. Let's go ahead. You can see how this one tried to get back above 5. Didn't do anything today. I'd keep this one on a 1 hour chart and just watch it. from here, right? If it gets back up there through those levels, yeah, you can look at that. Or you could look for sideways action, eventually holding here, around let's say the 480s, 470s, and then coming back up through 5. For right now, it doesn't look that great, but who knows? Maybe on Monday it turns around. All right, let's go to Charge Point. Charge Point being mentioned in the chat there. Daniel talking about Charge Point. Look at this, not looking good here as you're looking to break some new 52-week lows and go lower. Does it mean that I'm completely done with Charge Point? Probably not, but at the same time, it just doesn't want to get moving. And the charts just don't look good here as we keep going lower and lower. Now it's looking to break this weekly kind of 850 and just continue lower. So where's the area to get this one? I have no idea. But we'll see when Charge Point ever turns around. One thing with a chart like this that I like to do is just put it on a monthly chart. Whenever it can get back through this trend, yes, I can pay attention to it. But until then, until it gets out of this trend, I don't even want to pay attention to it. That'd be a move back up through 10, back up through 11s. So what you could do is, for me, I'll just set a long alert, right? If it wants to come back there, I will pay attention to it. If it doesn't, I can leave Charge Point alone right now. It doesn't look good. I think Charge Point had potential. Let's get a higher low. It does have potential. The only question is right now, it does not getting the appreciation that it needs. All right, let's keep going. We'll take a look at that. Charge Point early signs of reversal on the 1 hour. Yeah, the problem is that's early sign, right? And I'm looking for a little bit more. I agree with you. There's something there, but not a lot. All right, let's see what else is being mentioned in the chat. I think the Chinese markets are manipulated by central planners. Yeah, we'll see what happens there. Chinese markets, that's a whole nother ballgame. SWN, Southwestern Energy, getting a little bit of a bounce back. I don't know about this Southwestern Energy stock. It looks like it's an oil name here, bouncing off the 450 area. I mean, I don't know too much about this one. So smoke tuna, it doesn't look too bad, at least on the case that, like, you know, you look like you're trying to get out of a bearish move here. You can see how you kind of had this little pop here. You can see kind of like you're in this wedge. Really want to get up here towards the 525s with some volumes. But could this one have a day 2 move through 5? Yeah, I wouldn't see why not, right? So just keep your eyes on it. SWN, we'll look to see if it does a day 2 move. Money Mitch, what algo platforms do you use to trade? So if you're using algorithmic volume right now, I've been trying to start working with Moomoo on certain things. You guys know that this is our live trading sponsor, and they actually have some quant features that I think are pretty dope. So if you were looking for this to kind of code your own algorithm, well, to tell you the truth, Moomoo actually allows you to do that, right? And you can do some pretty interesting stuff right there. You can set conditioned orders. I'll show you that right now. It doesn't look too bad to kind of just take a look at, right? So just give me a second here. I'll show you guys that. So here's that platform there and what you could do to code, and you can do like kind of latest price. You can even do like an onboarding, like let's say just a simple thing that they try to get me to do to learn a little bit more about it, right? Is like, let's say a 1 hour MACD trigger. If the golden cross, so if it triggers through that 1 hour crossover, it's going to buy a lot of that at the limit price, right? And then you could also set selling conditions, right? You can kind of run your own strategy. And what I really like about it is if you run that strategy, right, you can do a little back testing, right? You can say, you know what, let's back test Apple throughout this period, right? Let's see how this would have been for like Apple through this period. And then you can go ahead and run a test and see what you get, right? How would it trade? How would the strategic return be? And you can see here, it's actually pretty good return. It would have gave you about $31. Nice little move higher. And what was this? On a day on the 15th, it would have gave you that MACD crossover, and it would have pushed higher, especially on the hourly crossover. So you're looking at the hourly crossover that day, and you can see it here, how it happens, right? You can see how the hour crosses over, and then the stock buys there, the algo, and it goes higher. Of course, this is a back test, so it's kind of more about you run some back tests, and then you can go do it live and actually set this up for live trading and have your own strategies run. This is the quant feature from Moomoo. It seems pretty legit. I want to learn a little bit more about algorithmic platforms that I can use, right? So it's not complete algos, but doesn't look too bad. Can you set your stop on an EMA? Yes, you can set your stop on an EMA. You can take a lot of things, different things. You can do crossovers. You can add conditions. You can add indicators to use. Check it out, team. I thought it was pretty dope. I'm going to be for real. I think it's pretty dope. I'd have to spend a lot of time to kind of set up a new trading strategy there, but I wouldn't mind to test it out, right? Because in the long run, if I can make a strategy that could trade by itself and just be profitable, and me sit back every day and just kind of keep an eye out of what's going on, I mean, that's called dreams, bro. That's called dreams. I wouldn't be mad about it. All right, there you go. Stay focused. I got you, man. I'm always willing to take a little bit of a shot there. Drop us some referral links for Moomoo. Hey, you want to check it out, completely up to you. I think what's really cool is that they're also completely free. So like you could actually open an account. You don't got to drop money in it. It's all completely up to you guys if you do want to drop money or not. I'll drop the link there so that you guys can check it out. Honestly, it's like I talk about. I always like to have tools that can help me, and I've been blown away by some of the things that Moomoo has. So I think it's part of their engineers that are just pretty legit and have worked the UI to where it's pretty easy. But I'll drop the link right there. You guys check it out. Completely up to you. All right, let's go ahead. Let's keep going. Let's see what else is going on there. And I use algos for Bitcoin already. Hey, well, check it out, man. Does it give you access to other exchanges? Yeah, you could go and trade if you wanted. You can trade the Hong Kong market if you wanted with Moomoo. So if you want to trade other exchanges, check it out, team. What dreams of life is made out of. I mean, let's just be honest, right? If I had an algo that could really work itself and make that profit, I wouldn't be mad at it. All right, let's go back to the TQQQ. Let's see how that one's doing there. Can we get a little bit higher? It looks like we're pushing now 28.68. It's 352 though. Soon I'm just going to have to cover this because I'm not swinging the TQQs. I'm taking the day trade up back, right? It was a mean reversion trade. Looks like Easy Mike took 30 cents on Soxel, 60 cents on TQQ. You're done. Can't blame you. Can't blame you. Easy. All right, let's go back to my other charts here. Of course, you guys can check out the Moomoo, and that was a good little trade today at Moomoo with the SQQQs. One thing that I've loved about Moomoo is their execution has been on point, right to the snappy key, and that's what I want, right? When I hit that button, I get filled. No sitting around. I'll tell you right now, there's this one brokerage that, you know, if you get my idea here, they struggle with fills. I've used them before, and you get filled when the order kind of goes against you, when the price goes against you, not necessarily when you want to get filled. So just saying that. All right, let's keep going. We'll take a look at some other trades here. I'm just looking at the TQQQs to see if I could get another little pop here towards the end. Q's looking like they want to pop to 325. It's 353 here. So to tell you the truth, I mean, how much more am I going to get here? Maybe 3 cents here. But I'm going to cancel the order that I had for the stop first, right? Cancel that. And now I'm going to go ahead and just take my money and run here on the TQQ. All right, let's see if we can get there. Nice 28.68. I will take it. Let's go, baby. Not bad at all there on the TQQs from we had it in the 30s there and working our way up there to the 70s. That's a nice little 40 cent move. Not too bad there in the TQQ. Still got a little bit of a swing trade there. Longer term swing trade on Norwegian. Pretty much down on this one. I'm going to keep watching this 13. I don't want to see it break 13. It came towards it today. We'll see if it breaks 13 in the next couple of weeks. If it does, I'll get the heck out, but I'm going to pay attention to this one. This is the only position I got on for the weekend, team, and not really worried about it. I'm going to go hands off here and just let the stocks do their own thing. We'll see what happens when we come back. Will KRE give us some more concerns? Will PAC W disappear throughout the weekend? Who knows? The truth is, I don't know. You don't know. So be careful out there, team. Like always, do your best to stay, of course, in one thing only. That's capital preservation mode, always above all. All right, that's going to do it for us today. What's going on out there? Told my mom I got into swinging. I got into being a swinger. She said, I have done it in the past. Then she turned red, and I realized I did not say trading. Oh my God, awkward. That was a story right there, Wisdom. No pineapples here, my friend. Just straight trading. But we'll leave that one alone. Mom's Day is going to be interesting, of course, at dinner. You guys enjoy it. Bless all the moms out there. Raz said, oh my God. Hey, that's what happens, team. That's how it is. You guys out there, be safe. Have a great time. I know I got a kick out of that one, Wisdom, so appreciate you. You guys enjoy your day, enjoy your weekend, enjoy your Mother's Day. I will be back on Monday. It'll be a great week. I'll be here till Wednesday. I will let you guys know, no start trading from Wednesday to Friday, as I will be in VCon. As I go to VCon, of course, that's Gary V's conference for NFTs and the Web3 space. I'm super excited. I love the conference. I went to it last year. It really energizes me to be around entrepreneurs, people that want to continue building, getting to that next step. And who knows who I might meet there. Last year, I met incredible people, really people that are kicking ass and taking names, as they say out there. So I will enjoy it. I will see you guys bright and early on Monday. We'll keep up with all the trading action. Of course, the small account action, I'm going to try to keep going and pushing that higher on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, as I still got some trades there to work on. I will see you guys back in, of course, right here on Benzinga. Enjoy your weekend. Have a great one. Smash the like, and definitely, Wisdom. You know how it is about the mama, right? We're pretty close. They say we don't fall too far from the tree. Have fun out there, guys. Take care, Bay Trader. Easy. You guys take care. Have a great weekend. We'll see you guys next time. Let's go, team. Enjoy your weekend. It's time for a little pinky on up. Be safe out there.